I'm stealing your melons!
I maxed an entire legendary commander from scratch only by playing Ark of Osiris. And you may wonder, you may ask, how the hell is that possible? Furious must have gotten high by smelling his own farts. First of all, my farts smell like 𝒟𝒹𝓆𝓆, and second of all, you have to praise the number 69. Not only it is a number for getting served a full meal, but it is also the number that maxes you a legendary commander from scratch. So, as you can see, I have 69 in total Ark of Osiris wins, which means 690 gold heads equal to a maxed legendary commander. So how the hell did we get here? How do I have so many goddamn Ark wins? Well, it all depends on these factors: your activity, your team, and the matchmaking, right? So first of all, how active you are in the Ark. If you are persistent and you play every 2 weeks, right, or like every time there is what is called god damn, I forgot the goddamn name. It's called Pioneer Ark. Every time there is an update on the Ark, they add the Ark on the same week and they want you to play it to test it out. We also have Osiris League, so all of those add up and they need your participation and it counts as your activity. Then we have a team. So your victory depends on your team, on how good your team is, on how good your strategy is, and on how good your members are. And then there is matchmaking. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you get fucked. That's just the way it is. So for example, in our case, in my alliance, we have been playing with 30 of our best players plus our subs, right? So this is our team, INT Team 1. That is my team, and we have a win streak of 20. That means we haven't lost a single game for 20 Ark of Osiris in a row. So Team 1, which is my team, has 20 win streaks, and Team 2 has some wins and some losses. And if you go back to the last time we lost in Team 1, that goes back to the date of, I believe it was April of this year. So like 6 months ago is when we lost in Team 1, and I believe it was during KVK, or we had like some low troops or something happened that we lost that match. And ever since then, it's only been victory after victory after victory. So once again, as you can see, it depends on the matchmaking, on your activity, and on how good your team is. For us, I believe we have the best strategy, we have the best planners, and shout out to 𝒟𝒃𝓆𝓆 for organizing the Ark every time. And for example, I'm going to show you a small part of our strategy. This is the members organization. So we have two teams, Alpha and Beta, and then each team has their own divisions, which is attack and defense team. So on the number tab, we have A1, A2, and so on. This is basically our badge. It's how we can identify each other and each person's role. Then we have entry order, which means giving priority to rally and garrison leads so they can spawn on the front and have a shorter walking time towards the objectives. And then behind them goes the reinforcements and other players. Then we have the TP priority, which means who can teleport directly when it's available and who can teleport at a certain minute. For example, Dimitri can teleport at minute 47, and then FQ7 can teleport at minute 27. So yeah, it's just how it goes. And then we have the name, which is our players, and then we have the sub name. And as you can see, I'm playing here as a sub because I don't have enough troops and I'm a T4, so the priority is given to player FQ7, which is a T5 player and has way more troops than me. And then after the second arc, he will leave the game and I will join instead. So this way we can never run short on troops. So this is just a small part of our strategy which I wanted to show you, and unfortunately I can't reveal everything because that gives out our strategy and plans for the future arcs. So you just have to make your own strategy and plan something good, right? I'm sure there are many guides on YouTube on how you can make a good Ark of Osiris match and strategy and planning, so go ahead and check them out. I believe we have many good content creators, and you can also learn by watching Osiris League, right? They give out many useful information and you can learn a lot from those. As you saw, I have 69 Ark wins, which is equal to 690 gold heads, but in total I have played 87 matches, which means I have lost 18 Arks in total. And even when you lose a match, when you lose an Ark, you still get gold heads as rewards, but only 5 if you have more than 10,000 points in that same game. So 18 multiplied by 5 is equal to 90 gold heads, so 690 plus 90, in total I have gotten 780 gold heads from Ark of Osiris. Not bad, right? It's pretty decent, and I've played on this account for about almost 4 years now, so 780 gold heads in 4 years, it's a small help, sure, but that is pretty good. As for my troops, I don't have anything crazy. This is the only KVK where I have this much troops. Like usually I have around like 1.5 million, like 2 mil at max, but this KVK I have made it above 3 million troops, which is crazy. I am at my fattest, so if you didn't want me at my tiniest, then you don't deserve me at my fattest. And like what the fuck did I just say? Anyways, the point is, hopefully I can cut down all this extra weight by the time this KVK comes to an end and get back to below 55 million power like a good T4 player. When it comes to Ark, I'm using my fastest marches. So for my archers, I'm using Herman primary and Juge secondary. And this is my Herman talent tree, which is the max march speed he can get, right? So this is very fast. And this way, my archers can keep up with my other marches, which is mostly cavalry. So I run 3 cav marches, 1 infantry, and 1 archer. And I also have Call of the Loyal, which is even more march speed for these slow ass dudes. And again, I'm using here CP primary because he has a support tree, and support tree is faster than the skill tree or attack tree or any other tree except mobility. And mobility, well, it shouldn't even be used as primary, so never mind that. As for Juan Prime, sometimes I use a primary to Nevsky, sometimes I don't, because this march is already fast, like Nevsky, primary with Juan secondary, it's already fast on its own, so I don't really need to. And then I'm using 𝒟𝒶𝒹𝓎 with Belly Prime. Again, this is a fast march, and it's a swarming march, very good for Ark when it comes to swarming stuff. And then at last I'm using XY with William, again a fast cavalry march. So march speed is very important for Ark because it means getting to your objective before your enemy does. And as for the city skin, I'm using the only one I have for fighting, which is Twilight Falls, and it gives me a skill damage bonus. Very good for all of my marchers except for 𝒟𝒶𝒹𝓎 because he does a smite damage, but it's fine because I'm using him with CP Prime and that boosts my CPO's damage. As for the buffs, I'm using only 25% expansion because I can't afford to use 50%. I only use those during KVK and open field fighting. So for Ark, I'm using 25%, and it's also because I don't have that many troops, so this is fine for me. And as for the attack and defense boost, I'm using the 5% ones for Ark, and I use the 10% ones, which I buy from VIP shop for KVK. Alright, that's about it. Hopefully you enjoyed, and hopefully I motivated you to play more Arks and play them more often. Alright? So, yep. Until next video, take care, stay furious, and peace!
I'm stealing your melons!